Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets Crypto, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Wednesday, the 4th of March. My disclaimer, it is for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts, and I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at ctmcrypto.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after a delay of 3 days. All right, great. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. We had a big move down yesterday on equities and then a big rally, and we've most definitely been seeing that big rally on Bitcoin here. In terms of where it's got to, we've got above the daily middle band. I've got that at 67,606. We're up to 71,359. And I would note that's pretty close to the 3SD upper band, which is at 72,610. Looking at the hourly chart, I'm still liking this as a bearish consolidation. We've seen nothing to suggest that it isn't. And I think also the other thing is, I think at the moment we're kicking around between some fairly tight Bollinger Bands on both crypto and equities. And as those widen, and as it becomes clearer what we're looking at here in terms of this Iran conflict, I think we may well find that we see some significant weakness in equities, and that, if we see it, would be the ideal time to go and retest the lows on crypto. We will see, but sooner or later, this looks like a bearish consolidation, which is looking for a retest of the low here at 60.1. So we shall see how that goes. All right, looking at Solana. Solana, again, we're rallying. Again, we're over the daily middle band. We're still some way short of the daily upper band and the daily 3SD upper band. I've got that at 93.21. I am still wondering about a possible test of this trend line here, which is now in the 105 area. We will see whether we get that. But you can see how compressed the daily middle bands are. The daily bands are. This is it's been very compressed. So these are starting to widen. We will see how that develops. In terms of the structure here, we've already made a higher high over this high here. I'm seeing this as a flag forming. Could we go up and test this 105? Actually, I've got it here at about 107. Could we go and test this trendline resistance as part of this flag forming? Potentially, yes, we could. All right, looking at Ethereum. Ethereum, again, we're rallying. Again, we are over the daily middle band. I've got that at 1979. We're up at 2057. This hasn't reached the daily upper band yet, and is still a long way short, 100 or so short of the 3SD upper band. This has been rallying slower than the others. In terms of the hourly chart, again, this looks like a conventional flag, but it could go higher within the flag. I wouldn't be thinking of a test of this trend line here in the 2700 area, but we can certainly do 2200, 2300, even 2400 potentially. We will see how this develops. But I think what we're looking at here is, while we are rallying our equities, and we could see a bit more than this, but I'm thinking if it's going to resolve down, it's probably going to resolve down within 2 or 3 days, start resolving down within 2 or 3 days. Then I'm thinking we've got some space on the upside here while that is happening, but we're some way short of any indication that we might not be forming bearish consolidations here. That still looks like very much the likely scenario. All right, great. Let's have a look. Wait a second. No, it's very difficult to call. I've heard that question many times. I've thought about that question many times. Generally speaking, you'll see a breakout, but it could be in either direction. And equally, it could just be, it doesn't necessarily need to be an extended move. We could just break down into low retests and see a rally there, because there would be a very obvious opportunity for a strong rally there on the retest of the low, or potentially if we were seeing a big move down on equities, and potentially we could be seeing that. I'll be coming to that in the next webinar. But if we were to see a big move down on equities, again, we could make lower lows. I think one other thing I have been asked a couple of times, which is, what are the chances that this is the bear market low on equities? And I think at the moment it's not really something I've given any thought at all. And the reason for that is that typically the high on Bitcoin was in October. That was 5 months ago now. Generally speaking, bear markets on crypto last, in terms of the high to low on Bitcoin, they last a year. So there's not really an awful lot of reason to think that this would be the bear market low here. We'll see, but I think unlikely. I'm not really been giving it much thought. Yeah, there will be, and I think certainly. I think I think we're in a bear market on crypto. Is this the death of crypto? I don't know. I really don't think so. I mean, when I was getting that question a lot when we were in the last bear market on crypto, and I said, I think we were at. Can't remember what we were at. I think Bitcoin was about 18,000, and I said buy it and keep it for a couple of years. You will be happy. And that was right. When we get down to the lows here, I'll be looking around for it. I just don't think the lows are here now. But we could see a decent rally. It would be a very good time to see that. And on Bitcoin, there would be an obvious case for getting up towards this trendline resistance in the 82,500 area. We'll see. All right, great. In that case, I think it's a wrap. Everyone take care, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.